Hey, my name is Tim Lee. Welcome to the Montana Lifestyles Podcast. I've been painting, that's why I got my apron on, don't mind me. But at the same time, I'm having a lot of fun chatting with my friends. Let me tell you a very quick little story. Not that long ago, we had a show where I got to spend a lot of great time hanging out with just a whole bunch of artists in this single gallery booth where they were all together having a great time. And I got to spend a few hours with them. I ended up grabbing a whole bunch of paper and just sitting there, and I drew caricatures of all of them and just had an absolute ball hanging out. Troy is one of those troublemakers.
That's right. I'm Troy Evans from Roundup, Montana, and the booth that you're speaking of was the Montana Gallery booth.
Yes.
Tyler owns Montana Gallery, and we've been fortunate enough to get a group of about 7 of us together, and it just works, you know. A lot of times you get in a right group of people, and this group just works together. I got to talk to Tyler a little bit ago, and I sat him down and I said, listen, I know that the gallery isn't together anymore per se, but I told him, but Tyler, you won't understand me saying this, but I have to say thank you. Yeah. And he goes, why? And I said, because the people that you surrounded yourself with have become my friends. Yeah. And because of that friendship and the business decisions that you made for the gallery, that has directly affected me. Yeah, you know, my grandmother, I had a saying from my grandmother. I called her a collector of people. Yeah. And Tyler is very much that way. Yes, he is. He works to collect people, and what happens from there is a beautiful thing. Story, yeah, it's really a beautiful thing. So, speaking of beautiful things, your workmanship is incredible, and it's on a different level than many people in this place. Well, thank you. You are a maker of incredibly fine furniture, very gifted, very innovative with some of the stuff that you've had to make to invent to do some of the work that you do on some of your stuff. Right. Yeah. Well, I think as an artist, individual, you pull from all kinds of individuals, whether you're pulling from a fashion designer or a rap singer or whatever it is, you're pulling from all of these different areas. And interestingly, my work goes back to the Moorish culture. Really? Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. So, I don't know that you know this about me, Tim, but I dealt in medieval and Renaissance artwork for 17 years. No way! And that experience really influenced me a great deal. And what I learned is that the Moorish influenced the Spanish culture. The Spanish culture then came up through South America and became what we know as the cowboys of the West. What on earth got you started on this path, all this knowledge? Well, if you look at horsemanship, just the fact that horsemanship has influenced everything from tack to what the cowboy or bargain wears. It has influenced everything all the way from Spain up through South America into North America via the cowboy. Yeah. And we in Western design are pretty far removed from that, several centuries, but we're still very much influenced by it, with a lot of times not even knowing. Yeah, without even knowing. So what got you into the woodworking side of it? Because, I mean, the stuff you're creating is absolutely gorgeous. Well, what got you into the woodworking side? Well, I worked in Charleston, South Carolina in the historic district building, doing refurbs on old homes. But I primarily focused just on curved staircases. Oh, really? And then a family friend who was a kind of a leading authority in medieval and Renaissance art, he saw a piece I did and he really loved it, and he asked me to come to work for him. Oh, how cool. But I wasn't, at that point in my life, I wasn't finished with my apprenticeship, so I said no. And then later on in life, 10 years later, I became his business partner. Yeah. And we bought and sold old art, 0 to 1480, and then I, at the same time, simultaneously was doing my own design work.
Holy smokes, man! What a story.
So I started off doing a lot of things in bars, hotel lobbies, restaurants, and just sort of migrated into the art world as a sculptor, furniture maker.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, you have a very special dynamic as well that I want to ask about. For me, I got into the world of art because of folks like yourself, you know, and my friendship with your whole group of people and stuff like that became very inspiring. And in this last year, this is my first show. This is my first time doing a showing, and it's because of getting to talk to folks like Ken, you know, folks like Tyler, folks like yourself and your wife.
Yeah.
But you and your wife are both in the art world and very involved. Can I ask how you two met?
Sure. Actually, when I was dealing art, her aunt was also an art dealer.
Okay.
And I met Koala through her aunt.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me a bit more. Give me the
little
lowdown.
bit more.
People love the romance stories.
Yeah. Okay. So
give me the 9 yards.
So the lowdown is I had gone to Crow Fair one weekend, and it happened to be the same weekend that Koala came up from Florida to visit her grandmother, and I left a long voice message. At that time, voice message was when it actually could be heard in the house. You know, it was recorded
on the play button.
Yeah,
you rewind the tape and play it back. Yep.
So I left this long voice message for my friend Christine, and Koala was in her house when she played the voice message, and Koala was like, "Who is that guy? I want to meet that guy." And so Christine called me and said, "Hey, Troy, you should come to Billings tonight and meet my niece." And I'm like, I've been in the studio all day. I'm tired. I don't want to come into Billings. And she's like, "No, you need to come." "No, I'm tired. I'm not going to come into Billings tonight." And she's like, "Troy, you have to come into Billings." And so I did. And
were you feeling a little like I've been set up or something?
Yeah, I felt like, oh no, blind date, you know, what? Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. So how'd the blind date go?
Oh, it was great. I think it lasted about 4 days.
Yeah. No, wait. 4 days?
Yeah. So we met at a restaurant, and then the next day we went out to dinner, and the following day I was like, yeah, this will seal the deal. I'll take her for a horseback ride at the ranch. So I did.
Really?
Yeah, and then we got married a year later.
So quick.
Yeah, pretty quick.
So quick.
Pretty quick, yeah.
What caught your eye about her?
Oh, just she is
a great personality, by the way. She's a wonderful soul.
She has a unexpected intellect at times that will just take you off guard. You're like, wow, where'd that come from?
Wow.
And also she's very artsy, and that worked for us. We vibe that way, I guess.
What is it like to be a married couple, both in the world of art the way that you are?
Well, I mean, it can be a struggle, you know. Both of us, we work, a lot of times we'll work 12, 16 hours a day. And then, you know, when you're pushing to get a show done or make a deadline, it definitely, you know, you have to love what you do.
Yes.
But I have to say, time goes by very quickly in the studio.
Yes, it does. You lose track of all time.
Well, yeah, for me it's been 30 years already.
That went by a little quick, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So now where do you get are you doing mainly like commission work, or are you inspired to create something and then take it to a show that leads to, where do you find most of your work comes in?
I do both. I get a lot of commissions through architects and interior designers.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I'm working with a company that produces tile out of turquoise. And so that takes me to a little different genre of work. It gets me into, like, I've done shows in Dubai and the Architectural Digest show in New York City.
Did you go to Dubai out of curiosity?
I did not. I shipped my work and they represented me.
Oh, that would be scary.
Yeah.
Goodness.
And then And then currently I show at the World Trade Center in Dallas, Market Center.
Awesome.
Yeah, with an interior design firm called Ethan and Associates.
Nice.
They represent me. So.
Did you ever think you were going to go to this? I mean, like.
Yeah, I think that's really an interesting question. I guess my personality has always allowed me to drive until
Right.
I reach a goal.
Right.
And I think that's all artistry is. You know, people say, well, that guy's so talented. Well, that talent really comes from hours and hours and hours in the studio.
Yes.
And transitioning and knowing when to transition
Right.
and knowing when to
Right.
change material usage and all of those things that people see as raw talent.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily raw talent, it's hard work.
Now, I got to ask you a question. Quala told me a story.
Okay.
Please tell me how on earth you came up with the idea of tinfoil stairs.
Oh no. Well, you know, once again, material usage artists are always experiencing,
Right.
Trying to figure out, well, what will work. And I always liked the idea of like silver gilding a staircase.
Sure.
And so, you know, how do you do that when you're wanting to do it just temporary?
Just to give it a feel.
So
and see.
I had a friend coming over for dinner that's a really renowned interior designer. And I thought and he's got quite a sense of humor. So I thought, well, I'll just tinfoil this staircase and and surprise him and see what he has to say about it. So
And how did she take it? How did she take it?
well, she kind of thought it was interesting at first, but now I think she's kind of over it. Yeah, because we've had the tinfoil staircase for, I bet it's been 10 years.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Has it held up pretty well? Tinfoil
Yeah,
works pretty easy
surprisingly.
for a temporary test.
Yeah.
Oh my land.
For something that I thought was going to be a weekend adventure, it's still there 10 years
Oh
later.
my word. That's
Sure.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where can people see your work, Troy?
So I have a website, blockhorsedesigns.com. Also Instagram at blockhorsedesigns and Facebook.
I like what you put up on your Instagram because
thanks.
I remember you showing some of the tools that you used for your woodworking and things like that. I love that. I like seeing the behind the scenes. One thing that occurred to me over deciding to do a show for the first time was that I needed to figure out how to make frames because I couldn't afford frames, you know,
Right.
and I was going, how on earth am I going to go about doing this? And so it's folks like yourself who share your knowledge or share that one little trick that you come up with or whatever that spurred on me ripping out one of my garages and turning it into a woodwork shop.
Nice. Yeah.
I never, ever, ever, ever thought that I would be desperate to own a miter saw.
Yeah.
Or any tool for that matter, or a planer, and all of a sudden here I am in this world of all of that.
Well, now that you have a miter saw for helping you on your frames, I highly suggest a guillotine.
Yeah,
If
a
you've
guillotine.
seen one.
No.
Oh, they're this great. I mean, they look like a guillotine, but you can set the angles and perfectly cut your miters.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll have to teach me some more about
It's got
that.
a big lever on it, and very dangerous because it's fully manual machine.
We like dangerous things.
But wow, it makes beautiful cuts.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, and the thing is, I never ever thought I would step into that world. I never
Right.
thought it would interest me, and yet I would find myself in my shop for hours, planing down. I have 3 panels here, pallets here
Right,
that make up my
yeah.
walls. And what I did was I took a bunch of pallets and I ripped them apart and I sent them through the planer. And
Nice.
each piece of wood that came out was a different type of wood. And I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. You know.
Yeah.
And you just don't know what you're doing. And then it assembled into frames and stuff, and here I am, and I'm going, wow, I actually really like woodworking now.
Yeah, everything looks great. I like the metal frame there, too.
Thank you very much. My friend Luke Potter actually made that. He made my sign up on the top there. I know you guys can't see this. Bear with us. We have the Tim Lee sign on the top, so he made that. I was there. I watched him CNC it, and then I watched him, put this texture on it, and then blew it with the fire. And I'm going, Luke, we can't stop here.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful, and I have a painting that would kill to have a metal frame around it.
Looks great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that coming from you. That's big praise.
And I love what you're doing in your paintings.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Keep painting. I told Koala 10 years ago, you have to paint every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
And she took that to heart.
She really did, didn't she? And look at where she's at now.
Yeah.
Look at where you both are now.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. I'm looking forward to the next 10 years, for sure.
And I just love your story, because one year you guys meet, and Koala told me her side of the story.
Oh, yeah?
And so I said, I'm going to get Troy here now.
All right.
And I'm going to get his side of the story.
Did they mesh?
They meshed. But I got to ask, what message did you leave on that machine that would make a woman go, I have to meet this guy?
I'm not sure, actually.
I bet you she could quote it word for word to me. I didn't ask, but still, the fact of how you two met, and as I'm talking with her, I could see her kind of choking up a little. You could tell she's into you, dude. She's kind of into you after all this time.
That's good. Yeah, I actually have to admit that this afternoon when I saw her quick finish painting sell, she used this line that the auctioneer was trying to get bids, and Koala stopped the auction. She said, I want everybody to know that I will send you documents. She didn't use the word provenance, but she's like,
provenance. Interesting.
I'll send you documents with this painting. She said, because it's important to me that in 100 years you know where this came from. And she phrased it a little more precise than that.
Yeah.
But as soon as she said that, the bidding just took off, and it was really interesting. And all of a sudden the auctioneer had like 10-15 bids, and he looks over at Koala and he says, will you say something else? Because he was so excited that the bids took off. It was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
It was a proud moment for me to hear her. She was so concise in how she said it, and it just, yeah.
Well, and she's very concise in how she does things in general. I've seen her social medias. I follow her just like I follow you. And she is very, very well-spoken when she does her content.
She is. She does a much better job on social media than I do, for sure.
But she makes you look pretty good,
I think I'm going to make her my social media manager.
I think that's a wise idea.
Yeah.
I think that's a wise idea. I've learned that having the other person in your life involved in what you do says and does everything.
Absolutely.
It changes everything you do.
Yeah, they become more familiar with the wins and the struggles.
Absolutely. And they can spot you and pull you away before you get there.
Yeah. Pull you off the ledge.
Where can everyone go to see your work, Troy?
Once again, blockhorsedesigns.com is the best. If you want to see it in person, I currently just have the one gallery in Dallas, Texas representing me. So, yeah. But I look forward to getting a Montana gallery soon.
Oh, please. That would be awesome. That would be really, really great.
Yeah.
So, hey, galleries, this is the guy. Go and talk to him. And I got to tell you, I've made some truly incredible friends among the list of people that Troy talks about. And I've really, really just enjoyed the people that I've gotten to surround myself with because of Troy, his wife, and their friends, and Tyler especially, Tyler Murphy, and the gallery that he started that was for his selfish reasons, to surround himself the way that he did, and everyone is prospering from it in our own ways, in our friendships. It's been wonderful.
And we're prospering from your media abilities. Thanks, Tim.
I hope so. Everyone, please, would you hit that share button and share this out? I have such an honor to be here and try my best to support as many artists as possible because I've been blessed by them. No, I don't want to get emotional. I've been very blessed by them, and I really want to make sure that they get the support that they deserve. So please just go and support these guys and come see us.
Yes.
Come see us.
Yes,
that'd mean a lot to all of us. And let me tell you something, you won't leave uninspired. You won't leave uninspired. Now I got to try and do the sponsorships, Troy. Thank you, sir.
Sorry.
Listen, folks, we're brought to you by Johnson Madison Lumber. They have taken incredible care of the podcast. They support the podcast. We deeply appreciate them. Thank you for sponsoring. Go check it out, johnsonmadisonlumber.com or jmlumber.com if you are planning on being like the amazing Troy and building amazing, beautiful furniture that'll last into years to come, millennia to come, or maybe you're like me trying to make little stupid frames or whatnot. Please do it right. Go to the people who know. 300 years of experience are ready for you at Johnson Madison Lumber. They have everything you need. Just go and talk with them. They'll get you started. Also, I got to tell you that I can't sit for very long. I have a terrible tailbone. You're going, where on earth is this going? Well, thankfully, Ferrins Furniture has provided these delightful chairs. Nice. They're very comfortable.
Yes, they
are. And so it's made for a very wonderful interview experience to be able to sit back, relax.
Right.
And this is their Stressless line of furniture. That's what they call it. So if you're interested, come check it out. Ferrins Furniture here in Great Falls. Their Stressless line of very comfortable chairs.
It's very nice quality leather, too.
Absolutely. So. Very stylish. And then, folks, of course, humongous thanks to all the shows. Come out to the Great Western Show here. Make sure that you come. It's the Montana Expo Park. That's where we're at. Great parking, free entry. Just come and be inspired. Take home something beautiful for you and your family, and just get ready because you will walk away inspired.
Isn't it amazing how this show's grown in the last few years?
Yes.
It's awesome.
240 plus artists here.
Yeah.
And we all get along.
Really nice.
It's been really incredible to watch this just explode.
Yep.
The brainchild of Chuck Fulcher, Mimi, and Hope Good. Hope Good is the one who writes the Treasure State Lifestyle of Montana magazine and who sponsors our podcast. These people are gifted.
Absolutely.
And they are gifting back to us in such amazing ways.
Yeah, so appreciative of what they've done here.
So much.
Yep.
And they're changing lives as well.
Yep, they are.
Speak that from truth, too. All right. You're supposed to be here because nothing that you see on social media compares to seeing it in person and just being blessed in person. So come, be a part of this with us. And we will see you soon. More coming your way here on the podcast, the Montana Lifestyles Podcast. Troy, I need a favor from you,
yes,
sir. Now, Koala was very careful how she did this. She signed right here because she has a certain way that you two sign together, apparently.
Yeah. I can do it.
So if you would do the honor of signing that for me, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And then I have one more thing for you to sign before you scoot. Folks, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode right here, Montana Lifestyles Podcast. Bye.
Thank you.